Hi there. I'm Carol Ostro, proud president of the Actors Temple, welcoming you back again to the PastisPrologue, Stories of the Actors Temple by Ira Health. And you're back, and it's Chapter 3. Well, Chapter 3 is very significant. If you remember, Chapter 1 was about Mae West and Sophie Tucker, two fabulous women. Chapter 2 was about Eleanor Roosevelt, an incredible woman also. And now we have a story called Three Athletes, and they were all stars. One was Barney Ross, a very, very famous, very capable prize fighter. Hank Greenberg, very famous baseball player, and Sandy Koufax from the Dodgers. Now, I was never interested in baseball, but I understand that they were the best of the best. So we're proud to bring you a story today about all three who were very important to the Actors Temple because they were members. Now, I have something really fun to read to you that was given to me with a whole package of memorabilia from Dan and Norma Feld. Dan was a former president, wonderful couple, and they saved tons of memorabilia. I will reveal a lot of it to you during subsequent stories, but now I want to read you this, and it's a quote from Mike Libyan, whose family founded the Actors Temple, and this is a quote from him about Sandy Koufax. Officials of the synagogue remember finding a prayer book with Al Jolson's signature. Mike Libyan said, an accountant who lives in New Jersey but serves as vice president because his grandfather was a founder. And he remembers seeing Shelley Winters, born Shelley Schrift, at a high holy day service when he was young. He also remembers the hullabaloo caused one Yom Kippur when Sandy Koufax, the matchless and magnetic Dodger southpaw, stepped in to take a seat and pray. And Mike says, the women were beside themselves. Well, I can understand that. He was quite a star, and people loved our synagogue because the stars were there. And now you're there. And we want you there for not just the high holy days, but to come and hear Rabbi Jill on Friday nights, Saturday mornings. You'll even meet Mike Libyan on Saturday morning with his beautiful wife, Lois. So thank you for joining us. Remember, we need your donations to keep our doors open, even to open them during this very peculiar time. I hope you're all feeling well. Please be safe. Donate. And enjoy Three Athletes, the PastisPrologue, Stories of the Actors Temple by Ira Health. Thank you, and enjoy.
Hello, I'm Aaron Betterson, Assistant Cantor at the Actors Temple. I'll be reading for you from the PastisPrologue, Stories of the Actors Temple by Ira Health. The Jewish community is typically not known for producing great athletes, but in the past century, there were a number of sports superstars who were Jewish. Recognizing that proportionately, our contribution of great athletes doesn't come up to that of, say, Nobel laureates, does not diminish the great pride we have in those sports legends who happen to be Jewish. At the Actors Temple, we are especially proud of three famous Jewish athletes who have a place in our history. These three who have passed through the welcoming doors of the Actor Temple are Sandy Koufax, Hank Greenberg, and Barney Ross. Sandy Koufax. Sandy Koufax is believed to be the greatest Jewish athlete of all time. He was born in Brooklyn, New York on December 30th, 1935. His given name was Sanford Braun. He was raised in Bensonhurst and was involved in the local Jewish community. At age 9, his mother remarried. When her last name changed to Koufax, so did Sandy's. Sandy Koufax made his debut as a professional baseball player in 1955. In his professional baseball career, 11 years from 1955 to 1966, he played for only the Dodgers, first in Brooklyn and then in Los Angeles. Sandy Koufax endeared himself to Jews everywhere when he refused to play in Game 1 of the 1965 World Series because it occurred on Yom Kippur. He came back to pitch in Games 2, 5, and 7. The Dodgers won the series, and Sandy Koufax was named Series' Most Valuable Player. His career accolades place him among the top all-time athletes. He was selected to participate in 7 All-Star games, won 4 World Series titles, including 2 World Series MVP titles, won the Cy Young Award 3 times, pitched 4 no-hitters, including 1 perfect game on September 9, 1965, and was named Most Valuable Player for 1963. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1972 at age 36, the youngest ever.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Bright. Is swung on and missed. And look at those Dodgers come running out. Roseborough congratulates Koufax.
Hank Greenberg. Hank Greenberg was the first Jewish superstar in American team sports. He was born Henry Benjamin Greenberg in New York on January 1st, 1911. He died on September 4th, 1986 in Beverly Hills, California. He began his career in 1930 and played for both the Detroit Tigers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. He retired from professional baseball in 1947. In 1934, the Tigers were having a great season and were on their way to winning the American League pennant. One of the main reasons for their success was Hank Greenberg. The season was scheduled through the end of September, and there were games scheduled during the Jewish high holidays. Hank Greenberg faced an important personal decision. As the holidays approached, Greenberg reached a compromise with the team management, deciding that he would play on Rosh Hashanah, but not on Yom Kippur. The Tigers lost that day, but they still won the pennant that year. Hank Greenberg served as first lieutenant in the U.S. Army Air Force for 4 years during World War II. He was back for the 1945 season. On September 30th, 1945, only 12 weeks after completing his service in the Army, he hit the most important home run of his career, a grand slam against the Browns in the 9th inning on the final day of the season. The great slam turned what would have been a 3-2 loss into a 6-3 win. With that win, the Detroit Tigers clinched the American League pennant. In 1954, Hank Greenberg became the first Jewish baseball player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Barney Ross. Barney Ross was born in Brooklyn, New York in December 1909. His given name was Dov Ber Rosovsky. When he was still an infant, his family moved to Chicago. His father had been a Talmudic scholar in Europe. To make a living and support his family in the U.S., he owned and ran a vegetable store. Tragedy struck when Barney was 14 years old. His father was killed defending himself in a robbery at his store. Barney's mother suffered a nervous breakdown shortly after that. His younger siblings were given to foster homes. Barney, at 14 years old, was left to fend for himself. Barney Ross learned to fight on the mean streets of Chicago. He was a smart fighter with great stamina. He became a successful boxer and was one of the few boxers to win championships in 3 different weight divisions: lightweight, light welterweight, and welterweight. In his entire boxing career, from 1929 to 1938, he lost only 4 boxing matches. He won an amazing 72 matches, and in 22 of his 72 wins, more than 30%, he knocked out his opponent. Barney Ross died of throat cancer in January 1967 at the age of 57. His success has been recognized by his sport. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, the World Boxing Hall of Fame, the Chicagoland Sports Hall of Fame, the International Jewish Sports Hall of Fame, and the National Jewish Sports Hall of Fame.
I'll prove to everybody that I am not only the lightweight champion, but also a worthy junior welterweight champion.
Thank you for watching the Past as Prologue, stories of famous Jewish athletes at the Actors Temple.